Hey YouTube, how is it going? It's been a couple days. I had a few technical difficulties with my setup, probably not surprising. Essentially what happened was, okay, where do I even start? So my capture device I thought was screwing up, but actually what was happening was the HDMI output from the Atlona seems to be a little bit loose, so the image keeps stuttering and it keeps cutting in and out and stuff like that. It got quite frustrating. So went online and I changed the HDMI cable, and it didn't matter. It's the actual piece inside the Atlona. So right now I've kind of got it propped up just to give it enough pressure on the pins so that way it doesn't disconnect. But I'm currently having an email exchange with Atlona to see if we can do anything about it. It's one of their discontinued products, so they're probably not going to be able to exchange it, but maybe we'll be able to like return it and get one of their newer models. Hard to say. Either way, it seems to be working at the moment, so we'll give it a try. It's also been a pretty awesome week for pickups, so I'll kind of go over those as we start playing. But why not see who's online? Let's go to the gaming screen and hit power. And here we go. I did put a shout out on the PSO Silverant Facebook group, as well as the Dreamcast Live forum. So hopefully there's a couple people out there that are able to play tonight. That'd be kind of fun. We'll give it a shot. So games, Phantasy Star Online, Eve's PSO. Perfect. So the good thing about the forums is that you get some interesting ideas. One of the ideas that we're kind of throwing around right now is ways of making a USB to Dreamcast adapter, because I'm sure that if you're like me, you have multiple USB controllers, but at the moment there doesn't seem to be any kind of third-party support for that. There's a lot of third-party support for like the DreamCon, which I have. Don't think too many peripherals other than maybe the LightCon as well, but that's made by the same person. And then of course there's all the games and stuff like that. But anyway, we were kind of throwing around a couple ideas because there are a few adapters. Now I have the Total Control Plus PS2 adapter. So that allows you to play with a PS2 controller if you want. Now, personally, I kind of like the Dreamcast controller. I know a lot of people are indifferent about it, but it works pretty well. I think probably the best one to use is the Innovation adapter, only because it has support for the power pin, which is sort of nice if you want to use a racing wheel. It's probably ideal. Okay, let's just see who we got on here. Oh wow, Altamira seems pretty busy tonight. Cool. So yeah, you're able to use a controller with the Total Control Plus, but I haven't had much luck with using a racing wheel as of yet. So there is, on the Innovation adapter, it also allows you to put in a PS2, not PlayStation, but PS2 keyboard. So you can get an adapter for USB to PS2. But we're kind of wondering if maybe through that you're able to connect a USB controller. It's very possible. Anyways, I got one on the go, so I'm going to give it a shot and see what we can find. Hopefully we have some luck, and that could open up a whole world of opportunities. Be kind of nice. Okay, let's just say hello to everybody, reintroduce each other, reintroduce ourselves rather. All right. Who do we got here? Oh, cool. Kuraham's playing tonight. Awesome. Let's see what kind of teams are started up. Organized team, join team. GameCube players. So what do we got? We got a 21, a 30, a 190, and a 195. I have to go to bed soon. Okay. Well, let's follow Kuroheim and see what they're gonna do. Hopefully they'll start up a ultimate quest and maybe we can do something fun. Of course. Of course. Perfect. All right, sweet. Let's see if Pandora's down as well. Maybe we'll have a full team. Okay, organized team, join team. Oh, still bursting. Oh, GameCube. Ah, gotcha. No prob. Okay, are PC players able to connect? Yes, they are actually. So again, the way it kind of goes is GameCube players and Dreamcast players don't get along. There's different items and different levels in both versions of the game. But Dreamcast players can play with PC players and PC players can play with GameCube players. So actually PC is sort of the ultimate way to play it, only because it's probably got the most universal support. That said, I haven't really tried playing it on PC, so I don't know if it's kind of buggy or anything like that. And the Dreamcast version plays really smooth, especially now that we've been using the USB GD-ROM. But yeah, I haven't had the opportunity. I know a lot of people have been asking me to play Blue Burst, but I just don't really have a whole lot of interest in that particular version of the game. Cool. Should we do a forest run? Actually, Kurheim probably doesn't want to do the forest. Should we wait for a few others? All right, let's see. Let's see if anybody else joins in. That'd be kind of fun. So on my other browsers, I have few forums running right now, and I just kind of put the shout out to see what other people are doing. But I don't seem to get a lot of response. That tells me that there's not a lot of people on tonight, but yeah, that's okay. The holiday here in Canada, so I guess people are just doing their thing. Okay, did anybody respond to the Facebook message? No. Alright, no problem. So what kind of cool toys does Kuroheim have for me today? While I'm waiting for Kuroheim to find those cool toys, I'm gonna crack this guy. You mean the launcher you gave me a while ago? All right, let's see. Items. Well, let's drop it. And what was the other one? Which rifle? Anti. Okay, so which rifle is anti-android rifle? Okay, cool. Alright, well, if they want it, let's give it a shot. Generally, Kuroheim has my best interests in mind, so I'm going to trust that our trade is going to be beneficial to both parties. So what's this? Oh, what do we got? Oh, that's like a super rare weapon. Item. What does this do? Okay, so it's not. I'm gonna have to beef that up. See what it does. Okay, so what does this one do? Abilities unknown. Mysterious. The delay seems pretty large. Okay. Delay in the voice. Alright, so maybe what we could do... let's ask Kuroheim the best way to do it. Gotcha. I think I have enough photon points to beef it up a bit. Let's see what Kuroheim suggests. Maybe we can go to that other level and it's S rank shot. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, so item. Let's equip. Item. Okay, do we have any? No, we don't. Okay. Okay, so the stream is still consistent, but I guess the stream from live play is a little bit delayed. That would make sense because I have it set so that there's a bit of a buffer. All right, so let's take out some tri grinders and see if we can use any of these guys. Don't think I'm going to be able to apply them, but we'll give it a shot. Oh, cool. Nice. Okay, so let's take as many tri grinders as possible. This could be a pretty amazing weapon. We're gonna find out. Item pack. Item. Okay. Use. 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 Nice. Alright, let's follow Kuroheim to the mines, and hopefully we'll be able to find some cool mags or something. You know what's funny? I've only been to BC in like the shittiest times of the year, so I used to go to BC like in October because it was the down season and I'd be able to visit some family. But if you're from BC, you probably know this already, it just rains the entire time, so it's just terrible. Haven't been there in a while though. Okay, what is the... Why can't I do anything with this weapon? Okay, so normal hit seems to work okay. Special attack. Oh, well, if you hit with the heart attack, it hits for pretty decent as well. Okay, but I don't know what the special attack is. Oh, neat. Okay. Very curious why not. Okay, so let's just use our normal attacks then. Ah, shit, I'm paralyzed. Okay, get up, get up. Oh man, okay. Well, at least I'm hitting for something. Random chance of team kill. Oh, jeez. Alright, that is good to know. Like, insta-death, we all die? As in, we all die? Okay, I don't know if this is more or less effective than my launcher right now. Okay, now it's starting to hit for a little bit. Nice. Hey, welcome aboard, everybody new with their DreamPi. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you, Kuroheim. Looks like Kuroheim's kind of got some new interesting things. They have like a new shield, some sort of new spear. I definitely will look up S-rank weapons. I thought that the only weapon... I thought the weapons worked like the normal ones were the green ones. The special ones were like the yellow ones. The rare ones were the orange ones. I wasn't aware that there was actually red ones that were even more rare than the other types. So again, you learn something every day. Seems like every time I play this game, I'm finding out something new. Part of me really wants to buy the Prima strategy guide and just leaf through it, avoid the forums and stuff like that, and just do it old school and just kind of go through the guides and see what they have to offer. But the manual that comes with this game, if you've ever bought the real disc, is completely useless. It basically just tells you that you go through the screen to make a character and you connect online and have fun. But in terms of like what to do once you've made your character, nothing. Just leaves you on, like, you know, it just kind of throws you to the wolves. Hopes that you figure it out eventually. But I've got a lot of good advice from the chat and from different people in the comment section, just kind of pointing me in the right direction of what are the most optimal ways to build a character and things like that. So I have grown fond of the droid. I was a little, I don't know, I was kind of getting bored with it for a while, only because I was kind of missing out on the whole using tech experience. But from what I understand, a lot of the tech becomes a bit obsolete once you get into the ultimate levels. So I don't think I'm missing much at this point, but certainly would have been fun when I was first starting out. Okay, where are we going? So I think that this mine level, I don't, it doesn't look familiar. Almost looks like a ruins level, to be honest, just with the color palette and everything. The Versus book, okay, cool. Well, I might look into that actually as well. Every once in a while I see both of them, but I can't remember if it's the Prima guide or the Versus book. One of them has a poster, and I figure if I'm going to be spending 40 bucks on a guidebook, it might as well be complete. Holy smokes. The secondary attack on this one is way better than when I was using the launcher. Then again, my character is pretty weak and useless. Okay, where did we go, Karaheim? There we are. Perfect. Okay, let's drop a trap. Perfect. Nice. We might actually get... Oh, trimate, those are always useful. We might actually get a level up. What do we got here? Okay, time is 168. Maybe at 200 we'll switch over to the Heaven Punisher just to have a little bit of fun with that weapon for a while. If you haven't seen the special attack with the Heaven Punisher, you're in for a treat. Especially if we end up going to the ruins. I got some good news. I think I mentioned, maybe it was last game or a few games ago, that I was supporting a Indiegogo campaign, and that was for a new power supply unit for the Dreamcast. I figured, why not? At this point, my Dreamcast is so Frankenstein, you know, between using the DreamPi, I guess the option to use the Akura box, although I don't use it when I'm streaming because of, you know, problems that a number of people have addressed in terms of just having the different capture cards recognize the signal and not having to use like a frame meister to upscale HDMI, which to me just seems completely backward. But anyway, I figure with the new power supply I'll be able to fit in an SSD to get the entire Dreamcast library onto a 1 terabyte hard drive, even though it supports up to 2. I was doing the math. You really only need a 1 terabyte hard drive to get all of the games. When I say all of the games, I mean the North American releases, the Japanese releases, PAL exclusives, all that kind of fun stuff. you pretty much only need a 1 terabyte hard drive. I might put it on a 2 just in the event that I find, I don't know, a whole cache of homebrews or hacks or something to that effect, but 1 is probably enough. And as I said before, downside of the power supply that comes with the Dreamcast is that it is way too big to fit a 1 terabyte SSD or 2 terabyte, whatever it is. You know how they look. They all look the same. In comfortably, you're going to have to make some modifications, and I don't want to start hacking apart any Dreamcast shells. I want to kind of preserve them to their most original state that I possibly can. But with this power supply unit that I'm getting, that I supported on the Indiegogo campaign, you're going to have more than enough room to drop in a 2 terabyte or 1 terabyte SSD and just kind of drop it in and forget about it. I'm pretty excited about that. I might put like, nah, I won't. I was going to say, if you kind of like face it a certain way, it'll give you the option to just sort of plug in a USB cable without having to remove it. But I think, to be honest, I can't see myself taking it out too often after I end up removing the power supply, putting in the new power supply, and putting in all the games. There's a torrent site that I suggest getting involved with. It's called pleasuredome.co.uk, and they have, there's a couple of mega links to file lockers that you can download all of the raw rips of Dreamcast games, like the untouched true rips, but it takes a long time unless you're like a paid mega user. You're gonna only be able to download, I think it's like 5 gigs at a time or something to that effect. Anyways, if you're able to get into pleasuredome.co.uk and go through the registration process effectively, you're gonna be in for a real treat, because they have 150 gigabyte torrent files that have the entire US library, the entire UK PAL library, the entire Japanese library. They also have a couple of different patches and mods and things like that, so that way if you're shoot, I should have jumped in, damn. If you don't speak Japanese, for instance, but you want to, and I'm dead, and you want to play a couple of the games, then it'll have like patched English and stuff like that, so pretty useful. Okay, what are we at in terms of time? So anyways, the good update is that I was just checking the Indiegogo campaign page, and it appears as though the guy who is building them, and he's kept in contact with me on Facebook, which is kind of cool as well, but I guess everything's going way ahead of schedule. So originally the delivery date was set for, I believe it was November, but it appears as though it's going to be arriving, they're going to be arriving much sooner, which is pretty cool. He says he's going to do a lot of QA before he releases them. He definitely doesn't want to have, you heard about that GameCube HDMI adapter that was just released that had the ability to fry your GameCube because I guess the casing on it wasn't secure enough. And there's a Metal Jesus Rocks video showing what happens when you if you pull on the cable. There's the potential to cross pins and maybe use the power pin to fry your GameCube, which is no good. But anyways, I think this guy's going to do a lot of QA before he actually releases the final product, which gives me confidence that it's going to be one of those things that you can hold on to for a while, not have to worry about, contacting because it broke after 6 months or something to that effect. Now also, even after I get this thing, it's not like I'm going to throw out the original power supply. I'm definitely going to just put it in the parts bin, because you just never know. The power supply unit I have right now is perfectly fine. Like, it's doing its trick. I don't necessarily need to replace it, other than the fact that it doesn't quite meet my needs right now in terms of needing space inside the Dreamcast. That being said, there's a new guy selling these 3D printed it's a shell. The shell reminds me of, if you've ever had a GameCube, what's it called there? The Game Boy Player add-on that you drop in at the bottom, or even the karaoke unit for the Dreamcast. But anyways, it's a 3D printed shell, and its purpose is actually to hide a lot of this stuff. So the way it's designed is you can drop in extension ports for like your USB and your phone line connection and all this kind of stuff. And you can hide a hard drive in it, you can hide your Raspberry Pi in it and stuff like that. And basically your Dreamcast just sits on top of it, and you don't have to worry about all of these peripherals hanging out. So it's a pretty cool idea. The only problem I have with a lot of these 3D printed things that are being released is the quality of the 3D printing material. So anybody that's ever dealt with 3D printers knows that, yeah, they're pretty cool for making oh cool, bait material. They're pretty cool for making proof of concept designs and things like that, but the actual material in a lot of these 3D printers isn't that durable. And my worry is that this person that's making the trays and the fan mods and even the bottom casing to fit all of your extra peripherals and stuff in, is that, yeah, it'll be cool it'll work for a little while, but it's going to break easily. So there's a couple of different ways. I can't remember the names of the printers, but there's a couple of different methods to print. You know, some of them just use layers of like an acrylic type material. Some of them actually pull it from like a polymer dust type material. Some of them use like actually thin sheets of like cardboard, or how do they say it? They say wood fiber or something like that, and they use that to make layers, and they glue them together and stuff like that. But anyways, unless the thing is going to put up with a little bit of punishment, you know, whatever ABS or something like that they can make it out of, so that way you can kind of not have to worry about babying the thing. I think that would really kind of sell me on it, but nobody's really identified what materials these mods are being made of. And from what I understand, the schematics are readily available as well on now I don't belong to any of these 3D printing forums or anything like that, but apparently you can download the templates for free, and there's a couple of different online vendors that will print and mail stuff to you for fairly cheap. But if you do have access to a 3D printer, like I'm in Toronto, so I can go to the universities or some of the libraries even and use the 3D printers that they have. But I guess some people just aren't aware that this information is available, and that's why they choose to go through third-party routes and access sellers that are just basically doing the same thing except putting a markup on it, which is fine, because I mean, maybe some people don't have access to a 3D printer. Oh shoot, didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that. So that's going to be my plan. I'm going to be downtown a lot more after next week. And I'm going to look into a couple of these 3D printing shops and see what the best one is, and maybe print out some of these fan mods and 3D, these tray mods for using the USB GD-ROM. So the reason you might want to use the tray mod now, it's not really even that necessary. It's just the fact that when you put in the USB GD-ROM, it does expose a lot of PCB board space, because there's nothing covering it up. Now, it's not the end of the world, because really the lid is going to be closed, and there's not really going to be any dust or anything that's getting in there. Not enough, I don't think, to make any difference. And quite frankly, unless you do the resistor mod, the Dreamcast is going to get a little bit hotter than you might have had when you're just using the regular laser. Or sorry, not the regular laser, rather the regular CD GD-ROM. So it might not be in the best interest of the Dreamcast to cover up the the PCB and potentially allow it to overheat. But that's just my theory anyways. Nobody's really been able to confirm one way or another if that's a possibility, and it seems like a lot of people are quite content with these tray lining mods. So I think the guy's actually a member of either the Dreamcast Junkyard forum or a member of Dreamcast Hub. I can't recall, but he's definitely a member of one of them. Okay, anything we can use here? Nope, nope, nope. Okay, item. I think I picked up some evade material, so let's use that if we can. Cool. And even though I don't think we'll be using the elf arm, maybe somebody else can use that later on. Okay, anything here that's half decent? Need to get KB out. Okay. Okay. Alright, maybe while we're waiting for Kuroheim, I'm going to show you guys one cool thing that's Dreamcast related. So, the thing that I want to show you, time for some 101. Okay, so the thing I want to show you is this. So, it is a, let me see if I can bring that over there so you can see it better. It is a webcam for the Dreamcast. It's a Japanese exclusive. It comes with like 2 games. I'm so excited about this. New in box. Totally gonna hook it up at some point and shoot some video and post it online. I was thinking of even doing maybe a live stream of just what the video looks like from the Dreamcast webcam. So I'll probably do that at some point just for fun. But yeah, really excited about this. I don't know what it looks like. Oh, actually, I should probably get back to Kuroheim. I'll just show you real quick what it looks like. It's an old school webcam. So anyways, brand new in box. Really excited about this one. Didn't cost me very much at all, but definitely a cool little collector's piece. Okay, let's go back and talk to Kuroheim. Not really. Sorry. I was distracted. Fill me in again. Okay, we gotta pay attention, guys. Otherwise, we're gonna frustrate our friend Kuroheim. There's something about a slicer or a special attack. I can't recall again. Read the chat log. Okay. Sounds good to me. Chat log. Okay. You need to get KB out. Okay. Time for some 101. Your special weapon. Your special is a double-edged sword. Can give good or bad effect. Best not to use it. Understand? Okay. So basically, they're saying don't use the special attack, which is fine. We haven't been using it. We've just been using the secondary attack. Just the more powerful attack. So I'll just remind Kuroheim that no, we're not going to use the special attack. Okay, no prob. I won't use... Whoa, scared me for a bit. I won't use the special attack, but the secondary power attack is okay, right? Let's just confirm before we... Oh, where's Kuroheim? Right there. Bang, bang. Heavy and normal attack are okay. Cool. Okay, cool. What was that quest you took me to a while ago where I could use my photon points to add 30, 30, 30 to my weapon? You can't on that. Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha. That's what you meant when... Okay. No problem. No problem. It seems to be doing well so far. Okay, good stuff. So Kuroham gave me the best weapon in the game. Can't fault them for that. Anyways, yeah, so that webcam that I showed you briefly, I think it's 2 megapixels, 2.0 megapixels. Used exclusively in Japan, and that's when they were trying to market the Dreamcast as more of like, I guess it was social media before social media was around, you know? Like, they definitely wanted people to interact and stuff like that. And maybe the end goal is to create, sort of like with Phantasy Star Online, you know, to some extent it shares similarities with, you know, the Miiverse and stuff like that on Wii. So I guess the natural extension of using text chat would be video chat. And nice anniversary gift. Yeah, I guess so. Is it our anniversary already? Bad joke. Okay. Got that. Really? They only started in June. I think I was in May-ish. It was around that time that I started researching how to play online with an original DC, and about the same time the DreamPi came out. Alright, where did they go? Not in here. Okay, what's... Oh, unless they went through here, maybe? Yes. Alright, did I get anything for that? No. Oh, I got a little bit. Cool. Okay. So if you want to see what if you want to jump the gun before I end up putting a video up, see what the DreamPi webcam looks like, I did go on YouTube a little bit and found out that, what's his name there? Lord Carnage, or Classic Game Rooms, however you want to, whatever you refer to him by, he did a quick little video on it. Now, as much as I like Classic Game Room, with those quick videos that the guy does and the amount of content and how quickly he pumps it out, he's generally not that thorough, and I just found that his kind of take on the webcam and the way he captured it and stuff like that, it could have been optimized a bit better. I think he was saving it to VMU and then playing it from there, but you can probably just stream it by outputting the actual game screen to a capture device, and it would probably look a lot better. So yeah, if you want to save your videos for whatever reason, the easiest way to do it would be to save it to a VMU, and then once it's saved to a VMU, you can use a couple of different ways. I mean, if you're connected to the internet, you can somehow drop it on File Locker. If you have access to one of those serial cable adapters, you can plug it into your PC. If you have an SD serial cable, you can drag and drop the files on that way through Dreamshell. A couple of different options for you. But I think that's a bit of a roundabout way just for demonstration purposes. Probably a little bit unnecessary, I think. Okay, good stuff. I think we actually are getting more XP as well. Maybe that's one of the advantages of this gun. Don't quote me on it, but I don't remember getting 328 in Ultimate before. And I heard somebody say something about different shots, or shots in general rather, typically don't allow you to get that much XP for whatever reason. So I guess it's because you're just sort of casting such a wide net, the accuracy's down and you get a small penalty for it. Don't quote me on it, but I think that might be true. Okay, where are we going? Perfect. I don't know why everybody's hating on Metal Jesus. I know I didn't think I was hating on him. I just mentioned the video about crossing the pin, but the only time I ever really had a lot of questions about what some of his content was I was watching this video. Now, I like the dude mostly because he's just an old guy that used to work at Sierra. So Sierra games, you know, I got a lot of nostalgia and affinity for those just because I grew up on those games. So it's kind of fun just hearing him talk about that kind of stuff every once in a while. But he had some video up a few months ago talking about some Craigslist score that he got from some woman that was burning video games for heat, and how he ended up buying all of these boxed NES games for next to nothing. And I just couldn't see how that would ever happen in real life. I couldn't ever see anybody who had the capacity to post games for sale on Craigslist and Kijiji. Grind number. I got 83K to go. How much to 191? Do you think it will take you that long? Weapon number. Oh, okay, a weapon number. ATA? You mean ATA? Oh, how many? I put about 5 try grinders on it. I gave a bunch to some new players last week. Item pack. Item. So plus 31. Still far from max. Yep. I have a bit to go. I kinda regret giving away all my grinders now. Oh well. There will be more. Alright, so we don't need any of this stuff. Every level up for me is 2 million. Holy smokes. Wow. How much longer to the next level up? 2 million? Holy shit. But I guess Kuroheim does play quite often. Wow. That is dedication. Okay. Tag, tag, tag. Tag, tag, tag. Oh, no, no, don't want to use that. Okay. Maybe we can get something cool happening with the merg. Is there anything we can use? Soul Atomizer? Not so much. Okay. Bang. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, any luck with grinders? Trimate, well, Trimate's always... Oh, I think we maxed out with the Trimate. No problem. Yeah, I have to agree. Multiple people have told me that I should start playing Blue Burst, but gotta be honest, I'm a big fan of just playing on the old hardware. If you've been watching these videos over the last year or so, you may have heard me mention that in the past. It's just that I know there's better ways to play this game, but it's not so much about the game. It's about the experience. Now that being said, I've really kind of altered that experience by having the USB GD-ROM, and well, I guess with the it's not diminishing the experience by using the VBA because it was designed for this game. But using Eve's patcher instead of the original game disc and stuff like that. But in a way, I feel like I am kind of cheating myself a bit with preserving the original way this game was intended to be played. But I think I've evolved enough with this game and abilities to play it while still preserving the experience of the original hardware that I don't regret it too much. Like if I would have started... Oh shoot, I should have donated. I would have started by playing it this way. I guess I wouldn't have really captured the full experience, but kind of watching the early videos, I was sort of scanning through them and watching even how I captured things back then. Really kind of makes me appreciate how I've tried to optimize this experience, and maybe some people can even glean some of that experience, and whatever way they choose to play, they can sort of set it up in a similar fashion. You know what? I don't know if you can transfer characters. I think, for some reason, I feel as though you should be able to. But I could be wrong, only because with Blue Burst, I believe there's more episodes and more weapons and more items and stuff like that. There might even be more monsters. Don't quote me on that. So I don't know if you can port the characters over. If you can, I doubt you'd be able to port the characters back to Dreamcast. Only because I'm pretty confident they've developed new items and stuff like that that wouldn't be recognized with the original Dreamcast. Sort of in the same vein as GameCube, and why you can't really play effectively with GameCube players. Now you can join a GameCube game, but it's not very fun. It crashes, it's buggy, and it's just not worth it. You know, they unlock certain items that you can't find or can't see, and it just causes a lot of frustration. So it's not really worth cross-platforming in that way. So in that, you know, knowing that, I could see Blue Burst being a big advantage if you want to make sure that you can connect with all players at all times. So quite frankly, if you were playing Blue Burst, you can get adapters. Like there's a cheap adapter. I can't remember who makes it. I want to say Mad Catz, but I'm pretty confident it's not. It's some other like cheap brand of third-party peripherals for the Dreamcast. But anyways, it allows you to connect Dreamcast controllers to your PC if for whatever reason you ever wanted to do that. So, you know, you could essentially use your PC like an emulator, using the original controller to play Blue Burst and, I don't know, maybe get the same effect. I guess the only downside is probably those USB adapters don't recognize rumble packs, and you wouldn't be able to save anything to a VMU either. So. Where is this person? There we go. I guess I should probably start launching more traps. Alright, where are we going, Gerheim? Oh, evade material, that's always fun. Boom, boom, boom. Oh shoot, what am I doing? Actually, where am I at right now? 192. Okay, so at about 200, we're going to see about bringing out the Heaven Punisher, I think. That's just a fun gun to use. So, I guess I am going to break out a few of these pickups because I got such a huge pile and it was actually such a good score. Really, I've had not a whole lot of luck at yard sales this year, but I have had quite a bit of luck at thrift stores. Just things that were priced in a way where obviously the people that were selling it didn't process it properly, so a lot of really cool higher end stuff for fairly cheap. Now I have noticed lately in the thrift store realm, oh sweet, we're going to be boss fighting soon, that people are getting more wise to DS games and 3DS games in particular. Historically, when I would go to thrift stores, they would just be lumped in and they'd be like $2.99 a piece, and they're pretty non-discriminatory about whatever they put up there. But lately I've discovered that more things are being found behind glass, and that's a little disappointing. It's kind of, to me, it signals the beginning of the end in terms of being able to pick up good games for the DS and the 3DS for a really cheap price. Oh shit. But that said, you still get pretty good deals right now, and I did, like I said, I did manage to find some pretty cool stuff. I'm just gonna get this boss, and maybe actually what I'll do is I'll show you in the other window. But hunting, yeah, hunting's been good, and there's been a couple of value villages that I've hit up recently, and actually there's one thrift store in my neighborhood which I generally wrote off only because it's small. They generally don't have anything that exciting there, but when they do, you know, it's generally a hit. And I kind of appreciate it more than those Salvation Army style type stores, only because this one is definitely a non-profit where the money goes back to the community, and they hire people with disabilities and things like that. And it's quite small, and you can tell that the people that work there really appreciate working there. The staff that runs the place, I've met them quite a few times, so they donate there quite a bit as well. And yeah, they're really nice people. But anyways, the stuff they have there is typically your kind of lower end thrift store stuff. But you know, like I said, every once in a while, somebody, I guess, will donate a whole pile of DS or PSP games, and even though I don't have a PSP yet, I'm still on the hunt. I really would like to get one at some point. They just sort of price everything at an even $5, so they had a whole pile of DS games, and I got lucky because they were cased, and inside the cases I could hear some shaking around. Opened up the cases and there's even more games inside, so you know, little added bonus. The games inside were not terribly exciting, but they weren't like Nintendogs either, so good little additions to the collection. A couple of PS2 games which I never thought I would buy, but looking at the people who released it, I was like, oh, this could be very interesting. And the reviews all seem pretty, more or less positive. So, anyway, I'll get to those guys as soon as we kill this fella. Okay, I guess we gotta stay in one spot, wait for him to loop around. There we go. Tagged him. Okay, here we go. Sweet! Okay, this should be a pretty easy fight, only because I suspect Kuroheim is going to make very short work of this person. Boom! Still getting used to this gun. Okay, yeah, we'll just use our mag just for fun. Nice. Did it do anything? I hope so. Oh no, Kuroheim, where are you? Okay. Oh shit. Okay, well, there we go. Did I die? No, I don't think I died actually. Nice. Just completely eviscerated my character. Sweet. I think that's the easiest we've ever taken this guy out before. Awesome. Okay, what do we got here? Anything we can use? Not really. Oh, power material is always fun. What's this? Nothing. 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 Trimate. I think I'm full. Dye fluid. Meseta. Dye fluid. Alright, cool. We are good. What's behind here? Star atomizer. Why not? Those are always useful. Okay, sweet. Back to the main game. Alright, so we are going to unload a couple things here. And, oh, what's this? State maintenance. Yep, if you go further down the channel, you will see quite a bit of music related stuff, a lot of concert bootlegs and stuff, but also original compositions. I used to have quite a large setup that I've scaled back significantly just due to life circumstances, but yeah, always been a huge fan of electronic music, and I used to perform a little bit too up until about 3 years ago, and life kind of caught up with me and got distracted with family and work, and haven't really done much of that lately. But I've talked to a few friends that run around in those circles, and we've been discussing maybe my re-entry into live performance. So I got a jet for now. It's 12 a.m. here, and work in 6 hours. But I'm off most of this week, so I'll probably be back tomorrow, Tuesday, to Friday-ish. You too, as always. Thanks for the weapon. Happy anniversary. Oh, that's funny. Okay, cool. Night. Alright, sweet. That was a fun game. Okay, so let's go back to the lobby. And we'll save our character data. We'll see who else has joined in. I'm actually pretty impressed with how many people are in the lobby this evening. But it looks like a lot of GameCube players, unfortunately. So, yeah. So we'll do what we always do. Now we got a really awesome weapon. Save 1. Character data saved. Now we can quit the game with no worry of losing our gear. Alright, saving to memory card. Cool, and that is Phantasy Star Online. So, there are a couple of things I just wanted to show off before I log off. I got this huge pile of games that I was hinting at earlier. And again, I think they only cost about $2 to $5 each. So, I'm just going to blast through them just because. Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, original PlayStation, mint condition by the way. It's only about a $30 Canadian game, so I was kind of glad to get that for a couple bucks. This is kind of overkill, but I did have just the cart version of this game, and I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, oh man, I wish I had it back because I think I sold it before I got my DS. But found 2 copies of GTA Chinatown Wars, complete in box, $2 a piece, not too bad. Also in one of them I heard some shaking around, and there was Tom Clancy's End War and Teenage Zombies, so that was a pretty good little score. Also got this cool game too. It's actually a lot of fun, but kind of like most of the Mega Man X series is why I don't like it, is there's just way too much text. But kind of glad to have it on DS anyway. And that's Mega Man Advent ZX. Again, complete in box, so pretty good score there. This game is a lot of fun, but you get bored of it really quick. I realized that as soon as I started playing it. So it's Touch the Dead. It's very reminiscent of House of the Dead with the light gun and stuff like that, except you use your stylus and you pick away at the zombies and stuff like that. This one only because it was dirt cheap. Again, it was another $2 fine. So Lego Batman 2. Why not? Those games are always kind of fun. Another $2 one, Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword. That was a pretty good score. These two here were $5 a piece, but they looked interesting anyway. So Jake Hunter and Assassin's Creed, which I'm not expecting much from this, but I figured, why not? This was another $2 fine. Blades of Steel 2000 for the original PlayStation. Always loved Blades of Steel for Nintendo, so I was kind of hoping that it's similar, although when it was released, I don't remember hearing anything about it. So these two here, I actually went and I picked up a second Super Nintendo for basically nothing. I think I got it for $10. And I put it on a buy and sell trade group, and I ended up trading it with a guy because I don't need a second Nintendo for a copy of Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask complete on 3DS, and also Fire Emblem Awakening. So he was more than happy to get the Super Nintendo, and I was more than happy to get these premium games. And lastly, on PlayStation 2, got a copy of Star Trek Encounters, which I'm pretty excited about, I gotta admit. It's a Bethesda game, and I've seen a couple of these Star Trek games kicking around recently. I haven't played them back in the day, but you know, I like the real-time strategy shooter type games. And this one I'm very excited to have because apparently it's very easy to connect your PS2 online to third-party servers, and that is Star Wars Battlefront 2, complete, pretty minty condition. So I'm definitely going to try and fire that up and see what games are like, because from what I hear, it's still a relatively popular server. So anyways, that's it. That's Phantasy Star Online for tonight. Thanks for watching. As I mentioned to Crowheim, I'm going to have a lot of time off this week, so my hope is to get back on. Looks like the stream held up pretty well, so I'm pretty happy with that. So in the meantime, everybody take care, and I will hopefully see you later again this week. Quickly, on Wednesday, it's Toy Racer night for the regular scheduled game night, so I might play that Wednesday. I really like Toy Racer, so we'll give it a try. In the meantime, have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.